Have you ever noticed that no matter where you go, you always seem to be the one who feels slightly out of place? You can join the conversation, laugh at the jokes, and get along with everyone, yet something still feels missing. It's almost as if everyone else received a social rule book that you never got to read. If you felt this way for years, psychology offers an interesting possibility. For many people with a high IQ, fitting in isn't difficult because they lack social skills. It's difficult because their brain approaches the social world in a fundamentally different way. The first reason is that highly intelligent people rarely stop at the obvious answer. Cognitive psychologists have found that they naturally question assumptions, look for patterns, and explore different explanations before reaching a conclusion. Now, imagine an ordinary conversation. Someone shares an opinion, everyone quickly agrees, and the discussion moves on. But your mind is still asking, is that really true? Or is there another way to look at this? By the time you finish thinking, the moment has already passed. To others, you may seem quiet or detached. In reality, your brain is simply processing more information than the conversation demands. The second reason is that social groups are built on similarity. Human beings instinctively feel comfortable around people who think and react in familiar ways. But high IQ individuals often notice details, inconsistencies, or possibilities that other people overlook. They aren't trying to be different. They simply see the situation from another angle. While this ability is valuable in solving problems, it can unintentionally make them feel out of sync with the group, especially when everyone else reaches the same conclusion without questioning it. The third reason is something almost everyone has experienced, but rarely talks about: small talk. For most people, casual conversation isn't about exchanging important information. It's a way of building trust and creating comfort. But many highly intelligent people naturally crave conversations with depth. They enjoy exploring ideas, psychology, science, history, or the reasons behind human behavior. When every conversation stays on the surface, they may participate politely while feeling mentally disconnected. Over time, they begin to confuse that lack of intellectual connection with not belonging. The fourth reason is surprisingly ironic. Research on intellectual humility suggests that the more people truly understand a subject, the more aware they become of its complexity. Instead of speaking with complete certainty, they often pause, think carefully, and remain open to changing their minds. Social life, however, doesn't always reward careful thinking. It often rewards confidence. As a result, the loudest voice may receive the most attention, while the most thoughtful person says very little. That mismatch can leave highly intelligent people feeling overlooked, even when they have valuable insights to share. The fifth reason is perhaps the simplest. It's difficult to feel understood when very few people think the way you do. Research on social cognition shows that we naturally bond with people whose communication and thinking styles resemble our own. If your way of processing the world is less common, finding those people simply takes longer. Until then, you may spend years wondering why you never completely fit into any group, even though you've always wanted genuine connection. Of course, struggling to fit in isn't exclusive to people with a high IQ. Personality, childhood experiences, anxiety, and many other factors can lead to the same feeling. But psychology suggests that for many highly intelligent individuals, thinking differently often leads to communicating differently. And communicating differently can quietly shape the way others respond to them. Perhaps that's why so many highly intelligent people eventually stop asking, "How do I fit in?" and begin asking a better question: "Where do I truly belong?" Those are not the same thing. Fitting in often requires adapting yourself to the group. Belonging happens when you no longer have to hide the way you naturally think. In the end, a high IQ isn't a guarantee of success, happiness, or social acceptance. It simply means your brain may notice patterns that others miss, ask questions others never think to ask, and experience conversations in a different way. And sometimes, the reason you've never felt completely at home in every room isn't because something is wrong with you. It's because the people who naturally understand the way your mind works are much rarer than you ever imagined.